Good morning. Hi, I'm Sugar from Sugarheads Financial, Sugarheads Clothing, Sugarheads in general. I just wanted to let you guys know that when people are stalking you, this is what they do. I'm trying to see if the phone could, because all the light. Let me see if I can put it in. How you put it in dark mode? Okay, there you go. You see, well, right now I'm updating, but those things I'm updating are regular files. Let me see. Those things I'm updating are regular files. But you see the rest of them, it look like regular files, but it's not. Like this one for what it says auto. It says Android Auto and it says update. Don't update that. That is when somebody is in their car and they send you a spam download and they embedded it in your phone to make you believe it's part of all the updates, but it's not. Somebody sent me that, or they input it in my phone, because when I had all my phone delivered, somebody got my phones before I got my phones. So when they got my phones, they opened up my phones and they installed all these. I don't never update those because I have to take my phone to get cleaned out. I never update that. You see how it's telling me to update? Because a couple of months ago, I realized that those supposedly things that's supposed to be updated are trackers from people. This one is somebody embedded it, so when they're in their car, they can see everything on their phone, what I'm doing. This one, the same thing, the viewing. They can view everything on your phone, maybe at home on their TV screen or whatever. This, I don't know what the hell it is. It says provision. It says Google Wi-Fi provisioner. Google Wi-Fi provisioner. That is a spam. And you see this stuff here that says private computer. It outright tells you private computers. I guess they couldn't come up with a good name. So they just put private, computer to make it look good. And they got this little logo to make it look official. But that's a tracker. And down here, especially where it says speech services. That speech services is exactly what it is. They can hear you on your phone. And there's another one that says typing. Oh, live transcript. This one here. It says, this one. It says live transcript. When you're texting somebody, that person can see what you're texting. So you're thinking you're updating your phone, and you're updating all the stuff that they sent you on your phone. So as I, learned all this stuff, I stopped updating that stuff. I stop it because these are trackers. And when I try to send messages to the developer, they never answer me. Or they said, "Oh, that's part of the the phone, and you have to update it, and you can't take it off." Yeah, I know I can't take it off because you installed it to stay on my phone. Because even when I go into the App Store and I click onto it, it doesn't give you the option to take it off. It only gives you the option to update, because they want you to believe it's part of the phone. But if you research Apple and you know of any, not Apple, sorry. Well, Apple too, because my Apple phone also has the same thing. Certain things I do not update at all. And you have to start being aware. So all my team members or anybody who's being stalked, this is how they'll do it. Regular updates. They got your phone somehow. One time I remember I went downtown with my cousin. I left my phone in the car. And when I came back, I noticed that my phone was acting strange. My cousin took my phone and downloaded trackers on my phone. Because since I'm in the industry business, I don't know why she did it. I'm just thinking, since I'm in the industry business of clothing and buying luxury goods and stuff like that, and and she wants a bargain, so she wants to see what I'm doing on my phone, because she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to buy it retail. She wants to get it wholesale. So she started putting downloads on my phone. You understand? And ever since then, I stopped leaving my phone around, even my family. And I don't leave it in my car. Even if I have to go to the store, jump out my car to go to the store, I bring my phone with me. You understand? And I bring my wallet with me. Because believe it or not, by the time you jump out your car thinking it's a quick run to the store, somebody made a key to your car. I've seen it myself. I was because I'm in battles with my neighbors and stuff like that. And one time my son came over here and I was real pissed off about something. So while he was parking, I was in my room, and I'm looking, I'm looking at my cameras. I'm watching him park. So he parked the car. He came in and he was coming through the door. Meanwhile, my neighbor, she was tracking him because she has a tracker, either on my car or also on my phone, because when I order phones, since I'm the major holder, I get all the phones, then I give him the phone. So she and whoever else downloaded stuff on the phone. So she knew she was tracking him for wherever he came from. As soon as he parked, she pulled up. So her house is over there, and all she got to do is go this way and turn in. She went this way, drove down in the back of my son's car, opened the trunk, but she went so close to the car like this. So when she opened the trunk hood wouldn't come up. This is what that bitch did. So, and I'm watching her. So she comes close to the car, pops open the trunk, make sure it don't pop up. Then she backs up and she goes into her thing, because she knows when my son come, I usually come in the living room and talk to my son, blah, blah, blah. So in the meantime, she hear us talking, because they work in concession. They work together. So when they hear me talking, the other neighbors say, well, she's in the room or she's in the living room, blah, blah, blah. And they went into they tried to go in my son's car. So as soon as my son came in, I said, go lock the car. Oh, Ma, I locked the car. I'm like, no, go lock the car again. And he didn't believe me when I said that she opened the trunk. You understand? So I see these things for myself. And I'm like, and do you know what it feels like to know that somebody has the audacity to make keys and stuff to your own personal stuff? And look at you like, what you gonna do about it? Some people feel like going out there and punch the shit out of you and beat the shit out of you and stab you up and shit and put you down. You understand? But I had to keep my composure. So I just told my son to go to try to figure out what can I do. So what I did, you do the regular thing. You call the cops, you talk to the cops and stuff, but the cops look at you like, whatever, bitch. You understand? Because they in on it. So I started jotting stuff down. I called the FBI. I called everything, because the cops not going to help me. But I didn't know that the FBI, when you call the FBI called the nearest precinct, and that's who I was having problem with. So if you call the FBI, let them know that the precinct that you're near and the cops in that precinct, you're having problems with, and they're not going to do anything about it, because it took me a couple of years to even if you call another bureau, they would ship you down, they would send you down to the FBI agency closest to your thing, which mine is in New York, and the FBI agency is in New York City, Manhattan. So they always call the 69th precinct where I live and speak to whoever over there, and they just be looking at me like, bitch, you just don't know how it goes. And I didn't at first, even though I was an officer. I didn't. And then I realized, so I stopped calling. And when I did call the FBI, I tell them straight out, the 69th precinct, I'm not getting along with them, and the 68th precinct, I think, is further up on in the neighborhood next door. So I would tell them the truth. I'm like, listen, you know how it goes. When you have problem with one officer, they call the rest of the precincts. So I'm just letting you know I'm having problems with such and such officer, and they run in the gamut. And sometimes it takes a while for really get help, but sometimes you do get help. You understand? And you just have to go outside the agency. And then one time they sent me to the Civilian Review Board. Guess who picked up the phone? You would never believe. Because they, the officers started telling their family, because, their family have a lot of officers in it, and not just police officers. They have correction officer, not the family, but families. Because when you belong to, like me, when you belong to any kind of officer thing, most likely there's a lot of family members in your family that are officers. And in my case, it's true. I have a couple of other cousins and family members that are also officers in different areas. You understand? Either PD, either corrections, either somewhere. We have a lot of officers in my family. So that usually happens, so in the Civilian Review Board, one of the officers that I was complaining about, I sent a letter to the mayor in regards to the officer. So the mayor sent, the mayor's office, not the mayor, but the mayor, probably secretary, the mayor's office sent it to the Civilian Review Board. And guess who picked it up? Because they got trackers on your phone. Guess who picked it up? The very officer that I was about to complain about, well, one of them, they family took the case in the Civilian Review Board. And she called me. And she called me talking to me like I didn't recognize. And people be saying, but how you know that person with the same last name is related? They are. It's not coincidence. Because when they hear that you're doing something and they know that you're going to complain, they tell their family member to look out. Just like if you belong to a bank. Maybe they know a family member that works for a bank. It's not necessarily the bank that you bank for, but a bank. And then that person, that family member, could call the bank that you belong to and say, blah, 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 and act like they're concerned, like they're doing their job. Oh, I have a customer here named so-and-so, named Sugar, blah, 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 blah. Can you check to see she has an account, blah, 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 blah. They can go it that way, or they can go straight for the throat. Listen, I got this bitch. She's messing with my family. She got an account there. I want you to watch every fucking thing she's doing in her account. That's none of their business. You can sue them for that when you find out. And that's what I intend to do. They can do all their stuff what they want, but I'm going to sue you. And anything that you track down in my account and any money goes missing, or I see you going into my account too regular, I'm going to sue you for harassment. Personally. Because on some jobs, they cover the employees. I'm gonna sue your job, and I'm gonna sue you. You understand? I understand I'm having problems with your family, blah, 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 blah. But you're not gonna fuck with my money. Because at first, that's what they was doing. Every check that I got, they would hold it. They would hold it. At one time, they took one of my checks, and they took $400 out of 3 checks. So they got $1,200 out of my check. And they deposited the whole thing. This is what they do. They deposited the whole thing, but they only inputted that I got a $1,200 check. And it was supposed to be a $1,600 check. So on the body, which was the manager, probably, because managers are usually the only person that can change stuff like that. And they be like, no, you can't do that. Because they always say that. Oh, you can't do that. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, you could. So the manager, what she did, she inputted that I got a $1,200 check. In the meanwhile, it was a $16 or $1,700 check. And I received 3 or 4 checks back because it was back checks that the city forgot to give me. And she put in that I only received $1,200. And they stole $400 out of 3 or 4 checks. Yep, yep. And I told the FBI about that. And they got it on her records that she stole money. So then I called the city agency that sent me the checks. And guess who answered? Either it was a family member or was just a friend. But the word got out that I'm looking for my money. So I called the agency. Guess who picked up? Or guess who I was transferred to? In this case, it was a Spanish girl. Yeah, one of their family members or friends picked up the phone. So they laughing at you, thinking, "Oh, she don't even know what's going on. She don't even know she talking about my cousin." Yes, I do. But see, what happens when you go to court? The judge is going to ask you, did you call the agency? The judge is going to ask you, who did you speak to? The judge is going to say, well, what was the outcome of when you called? And me, I want to answer that honestly. So when I sue you, they would see that I did everything I'm supposed to do, and you did not. You didn't do your job. You was doing some personal shit. You understand? By stalking my account and stealing out my account. So when they ask me, well, did you call so-and-so? And then they're going to find out, like when they was investigating me talking about the cops, they found out that there was a traffic agent, a school safety agent. She came and got me a ticket. She wrote me a ticket in front of my house because her cousin was me and him is arguing. So when I parked on the side of my house, she gave me a ticket because I put up a sign, no parking. So she came late at night and wrote me a ticket. So I saw the PD thing, so I thought it was PD, you understand? And on this block, no cops really come over here, unless somebody called them or whatever. So they called her and they said, come over. Me thinking it was a regular cop. No. About a year or two later, they found out she was a school safety guard with, because school safety work with PD. And then they started seeing a pattern that it's a lot of school safety people was pretending to be NYPD. You understand? But NYPD didn't want to say nothing. So I'm thinking I'm talking to officers, and in fact, I'm talking to school safety. But they hide their thing and then I forgot how some of the badges look. And I'm like, come on, girl, you was an officer, check the badge out, you understand? But in a fit of rage, when you're upset, sometimes you don't check those things, you understand? You don't check on the other side of the car, you don't check the legitimacy of the badge. All you know is that you're upset, you understand? But in fact, you be talking to their family or their friend. And you don't know. You just think that you're talking to an officer, but you're not. You're talking to a family or a friend. So, but that helped me out to show my case. You understand? Because they walking around thinking, just like with my other neighbor, my mail was go missing. I didn't even know that my neighbor was a supervisor in the post office. I thought he was just a mechanic. And I didn't know that my other next door neighbor, one of their families or friends work in the post office. I mean, I saw her a lot. And my mail started going missing. And it's still going missing because I don't know how to explain how they feel. But they feel like it's their right to know everything about you, coming and going. Like a slave master mentality. And they black and they Spanish. And I'm trying to understand, how can you feel that it's your right to do this to someone? And at first I wasn't even, I didn't even do anything to them. But on the first day, they was tracking me. So that's why I tell people, do it to them now, because we as regular citizens, we like, I'm not going to do that. You know, it's illegal, it's this and that. I don't want to do my private, see my private. But that's what they depend on. They depend on you being a good citizen. They depend on you being scared. They depend on you waiting for the law to kick in. And that's what they depend on you. But every time they lose track of my computers, every time they lose track of my phones, anytime they lose track of what I'm doing around me or whatever, oh, you should see all the vans pulling up. You should see the vans pulling up early in the morning, before they go to work, after they go to work, on their lunch. As soon as you should see all the vans pulling up. That's all I hear. Every time somebody comes and knocks them off my phone or knocks them off my security cameras and stuff like that, oh my God, you should hear all of it pulling up. So then across the street, one of the neighbors started walking in. I would take pictures of that too. You understand? So you think that they're going to be doing law about it? Nope. They want to know everything about us. Yup. And they don't. I'm sure some people who's not as intuitive as me to know when somebody's stalking you has been going around stalking their neighbors as soon as their neighbors move in, like in my case. You know, I didn't even know that she put a tracker on my phone, because the first day I moved in here, the Spanish lady across the street, she came to my door. 1 hour. I was here 1 hour. I'm measuring windows, because, the first thing you do is put up stuff for the windows. I'm measuring windows and stuff and being a homeowner, looking at stuff I need to do. She knocks on my door. She needs to use the phone because her husband probably sleeping, blah, 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 blah. She got to go to work. She got the kids. Can't get in. Something she told me. She said, can I use your phone? So she know I don't have a landline, so she asked me for my phone. I said, okay. Well, she said, welcome to the neighborhood. I'm such and such. Some ugly name she gave me. And ugly meaning it wasn't, she was half Spanish, but she didn't give me a Spanish name. She gave me she's mixed with something. And she gave me the name. And I can't even remember it to this day. And I gave it a phone. So I didn't know when she was dialing, she was actually downloading stuff on my phone. Sending it. She sent something to my phone, and then she downloaded it. You understand? And I didn't know that till 2 years later. Something happened to my phone. I needed a new phone. And here comes she knocking on my door again. So I'm like, that's weird. But I still didn't put two and two together. And then I think I was watching TV, and it was about a husband and wife having problems. And I think the husband put a tracker. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, every time I go on my old block, this guy always be standing right there waiting for me. Up to this fucking day. So he has a tracker on my car. I'm looking for that fucking tracker. Every time I pull up on my block, he's outside, just waiting in the streets, waiting. The last time I went over there, his mother was out there waiting for me. His mother. And when I came out, his brother was waiting for me to see that I'm leaving. So you thinking that it's just a coincidence in certain things, but it's not. These people are tracking you down. So that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do, because nobody's helping us. So if you know and you can afford it, because what they do is, now that they see what you're doing on your phone, they see who you're calling. So they call that person and threaten them. Or they call, like when I used to order food from the restaurant, they call the restaurant I'm ordering from, and I don't like greasy food. So they said, oh, can you put a lot of grease? Or if they know the restaurant that I ordered from, or give her yesterday's stale food. Or the food you put in the garbage in the case of Burger King. Oh yeah, up to this day I still have that burger. And the last time, a couple of months ago, when my son was here, I'm like, "Oh, come take me to Burger King." He said, "Mom, I'm not doing that," because he knew he knew what I was about to do. I was getting ready to go look for that Jamaican manager over there on Rockaway Avenue in the Burger King, because he got smart with me on the phone. Well, bring it over. I'm like, well, you need to bring me, and usually you be real hungry when you order late at night. So I was so hungry, but when I got the food and the way it looked and everything, you know, and they was laughing, I'm like, wow, wow. I said, you know what? I'm gonna save that burger. So the next time I go to Burger King, I'm gonna shove it in his face. You understand? I'm gonna do that. Because all you're doing is selling drugs over there, and I ain't blow up your spot now before. You understand? Because every time I go over there in that parking spot, I'm like, how come this Burger King is never full, but the drive-through is always busy? You understand? And then I figured out when a certain manager is there, they running drugs. You understand? So now I'm gonna blow up your spot. So now you gotta move your shit. You understand? So the money that you made me waste, I'm gonna make you lose money, and that's how it's gonna go. You understand? So yeah, and the laws of the street, you mind your business. But when somebody do something to you, you can't say, "Oh, that's snitching." They depending on all that bullshit. They depending on it. They do it to you in a fucking minute. You know, the time when I leave here, they break into my house with dogs and stuff because they didn't want me to make no money. They heard things. They heard things that I knew certain people. Blah 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 blah. So they make it look like it's a raid. It's not. They searching so they can get whatever. You understand? They go through your mail so they can get stuff. You know, every time I get mail now, it's in a different packaging. Cause the bitch over there and the bitch over there, they open my mail and put it. Cause they bought a packaging machine. One of those packaging machines that when you have a business at home, you mail stuff out. Yeah, so they open all my packages and see what I bought or whatever the case may be. Then they put it in a different package. Do you know what when you see shit like that, what you feel like doing to these people? I don't know about you, but I know how I feel and what I want to do. You understand? I know what the fuck I want to do to these people. Because they look at you like, oh, this dumb bitch. You don't know I open her mail. Yeah, I know you open your mail, but if I do something to you in the broad daylight, I'm gonna go to jail. So I'm gonna sit here and think what the fuck I can do to you besides, throw you off a bridge somewhere. And this is what they do. Today I got a letter from my insurance company because my insurance company sent, tell me to give them some money, give them an estimate of the stuff. So what they was doing is like they do with all my other vendors. I send a message to the vendor because a couple of times I seen like clothes or shoes or something that I want to put in my shop. So I said, simple message. How much is this? So they seeing what I think. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if because they spend good money on these programmers. They spend good monies on these tech guys. They spend good money. Every fucking time I keep seeing these tech guys rolling up. So at first I didn't know if they know what's going on, what they doing. Because when I used to, at the beginning, they used to say, oh, I'm locked out. And they used to call the key guy. Yeah, the locksmith. They would stand up in front of my door, call the locksmith. And the locksmith, be like, okay, somebody want their door open. But it became so much because I kept changing my lock that they started learning how to do that. And they had their regular people. Yep. The fucking nerve. They even changed my lock to my mailbox at one point. My son didn't even fucking believe me. Then I'm in my house, and usually I don't fucking bother with stuff like that because I'm like, okay, nobody's there now. I don't care. But in this particular moment, I cared. They told somebody to park in my spot. Every time they have visitors, so now they want to, dig. So every time they have visitors, oh, park over there. So usually they guess what's parked on the side of my house. You understand? No, they want their guests to park on my personal spot. I told that motherfucker, get the fuck off my parking spot. And she was out there. She was out there telling him, nope, stay over there. I'm like, if you don't move your fucking car, something gonna be happening to this car. And he ain't move it. I came in here, got a knife. I went outside and I told him 3 times, just like I would tell an inmate. Move your fucking car. I'm like, don't get into this, sir. I said, don't get into this fight. You're going to walk out here with some punctured tires. I said, move your car. He didn't want to move it. She kept telling him not to move it. For the last time, I told him 3 times. I said, move your fucking car out my spot. And he came and he moved it. And he parked to the side. You understand? And after that day, none of her friends better park in front of my house. None. One time I was sleeping and I saw one person parked there. But you know who that was? They got all my IDs and I filed for the city grant. And of course they seen about it. So they got my IDs and they pretended to be me. So they let her park in front of my house and they told them, oh, that's my house and it's empty. Come over there, but you can park over that spot. Yup. That's what they did. Because they didn't want me to get the grant. They wanted it. So that's what is going on now with my insurance thing. So they sent me some fake ass letter. Oh, we're not doing this and blah, 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 blah. So when they get the check, they go in my mail. They take the mail. Oh, yeah, these people want to get fucked up. People, I can understand now. I can really understand how some of these court cases go. When you hear someone got shot 100 times, I understand now. I totally understand because that person has put up with so fucking much. They want to make sure that bitch is dead. But, the people look like monsters because nobody's looking into that. How long this person been a bully to been bullied and been harassed. Or they see a monster. But that y'all don't know. I've been putting up with this bitch for 8 years. I had to make sure that bitch is dead. Because this is what they do. And especially when all of them is doing it together, oh yeah, they think they own you. They just think they own you. So nobody's coming to save us. We have to save ourselves. We have to work as a team. When one of us is hurt, all of us got to jump. It's not, oh, the closest person. No. When you hear one of us hurt and you live in Timbuktu and it's happening in this case in California, you pick up your phone in Timbuktu and call everybody you know in California. And you be like, one of our brethren is hurt. Check it out. See what's going on. That's what we have to do now. Because some things happen in one area more than the other. So then people going to be like, every fucking minute that bitch calling me. Don't she got cousins? Because I got that once. Yeah, I got that once. Somebody asked me, well, don't you got fucking cousins? I'm like, well, y'all joining me into this thing. So I was told to call whoever's, yeah. So now, the way I'm saying it, everybody got to jump until we pound them in the fucking head and get rid of them. No, that's what we have to do. We got to beat them up to death until they fucking stop. Because when one of us keep calling them, they take off a day or two, then they back to their bullshit. They got to know, like with their team is all in. Their team is all fucking in. You understand? So our team got to be all in. That motherfucker better be getting 49 calls from 49 different people. Or he's going to be saying, yeah, I got the message. Yeah, I got the message. Yeah, I got the message. Yeah, let him fucking know. The whole squad is coming. Not just the person in the area. The whole fucking squad. Let them fucking know so they can behave themselves. Or else you know what we fucking got to do. Because I'm telling you, she back to her bullshit. She's fucking back, and he's back to his bullshit. You understand? So they back to their bullshit because they took 2 days off after they got the calls from that one or two people. So that's why I gave out the numbers to all of them. And when you call them, get their fucking numbers. Get their page on IG and Facebook. You get all that. So when they fucking act up, everybody shoot them a message. Don't fuck with so-and-so. We told you already. We coming. And let them know. Let them fucking know. Because Reyes over there, he think he gets a couple of days off. Or not even fucking days off. I'm telling you. The next fucking day, they on their bullshit. They on their fucking bullshit. So everybody got to get that motherfucker a call. Everybody got to give Alvarine a call. Everybody got to get Hutchinson. And the reason why I say the Haitians, because I don't know none of their names. Because they got so many aliases. Because they steal people's shit. And they do credit card frauds and all that. And ID frauds. So I don't know their names. So I'm sorry for all the Haitian friends that I have. Why she always calling them the Haitian? I don't know their names. I thought I knew one of the names because they had a delivery one time. Because when I was ordering food, they see I would order food. They would call the restaurant and order them the same thing, but tell them to put it on my tab. So I'm thinking, okay, $30 is for some, say for instance, I can't use Oxtail because Oxtail is pretty high. But I think that's what it was. At the time, it was $15. They charged me $30. So they added on a whole bunch of tax to make it look like it was one thing of oxtails. And it was 2 that they ordered. Just one went over there to her, because she's Jamaican. Can't cook for liquor split, and all she cooks is white meat chicken. Fucking Jamaican can't cook. But, yeah. So they ordered 2 things from Footprints. From Footprints restaurant. I don't know about the chef, but I know one of the people who picks up the phone is good friends with her. And every time, I think I ordered from Footprints twice, and twice my food was nasty and disgusting and overpriced. Because they don't think these waiters and these people who pick up the phone, and in some cases the chef, they don't care because they don't own the restaurant. So if the restaurant get a bad name, the restaurant is getting a bad name. You understand? And who can tell? These employees around these restaurants and these employees around these supermarkets and these places, they do not clear, because what the key word is, they're employees. They do not own. So if a restaurant gets a bad name, they don't care. They just employees. So they do all kinds of shit to people they don't like. But that's what investigators look for. You are in the restaurant business. Even if your worst enemy come up in your place, you're supposed to give them good service. So when these food people these city people, investigators, send out people, is not somebody to act nice. It's somebody to act rude. They want to see if I get you mad and you serve, what are you going to do to my food? Because most of the time when people order, they don't see you sharing out their food. They don't see you. They on the phone ordering their food. You recognize the voice as somebody you don't like. They want to know what you're going to do to that person's food. I went to a Haitian restaurant. There was an investigator right in the restaurant. Right in the restaurant. They was investigating the restaurant. So I got up. She saw me online because that was my favorite Haitian restaurant. She saw me online, and I was like the fourth one or something like. So she paused the line. There's like 18 of them back there, and the line is going slow. I'm talking about slow, and they already slow. The line is going fucking slow. So by the time I got there, and this is what they always do to me, they was waiting for whoever to cook whatever they was cooking back there to bring to me. So soon as I got to the front, this guy tried to skip me. Because what I wanted, they know I was there for one thing. I was there for some turkey. That's it. Soon as I got to the front, she's going to tell me, oh, he's in front of you. Because she knew what I was going to order. So he ordered the last turkey that was thing. To make it look like it's just a regular thing. It just ran out when you got there. But I counted on my fingers because I told the investigator, watch every time I hit the front, they're going to run out of food. Because that's how they do it. Oh, it's just a coincidence. No, it's not a coincidence. So as soon as I got to the front, there was more turkey left. The guy behind me, she took the guy behind me. Because when I said, you know what, I'm going to take a chicken. I'm still thinking on the turkey. I said, I'm still thinking with the turkey, but I'll take a chicken for now, blah, blah, blah. So when I'm watching her share the food. So when she shared the chicken, I said, okay, now give me a turkey. Oh, well, he ordered the turkey. I'm like, well, you're still serving me. You're still serving me. How come you're serving him now? Oh, we saw you order the chicken, so we thought. I said, no. How come you took all the orders from one person, you waited, but for me, you jumped. You understand? So I said, give me the chicken, which I never had chicken from them, so I don't know how their chicken tastes. I really wanted a turkey, but I said, let me get the chicken just in case. So I'm watching them where they get the food from. So I said, okay, that's good. And I'm watching it. When they put it down, I'm still watching it while I order my turkey. I said, give me a turkey now. Oh, we just ran out of turkey. We have to get new turkey. Usually they go to the back and get the other food because that's what they did before. And the food from the back is still not good food, but they want you to believe that they just ran out thing. And the length of the line, they was waiting for the person who was cooking the food or delivering the food to bring the food for you. So no, they pulled it from underneath underneath the thing and they put it in. I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want that. So you have to be aware because people will do some crazy shit to you. So I don't know what happened to the store because I'm not going back there. But this is the second time they dealt with that store. So it might get shut down. It's a shame because it's been around for a very long time. But it makes so much money that the owner don't work there anymore. And the employees don't care. And they're getting ready to be thing. And their food is good when it's good food. But then it happened too many times because 10 years earlier, the same thing happened. They cooked an unedible meat to give an enemy. And the person ended up in the hospital. No, not me. I mean me, but they sent me in to, at that time I was investigating. But the person got sick off of the food that they gave them. And they sent me in to investigate the restaurant. And I said it's true. They served the customer rat with whatever else they put in it. Yeah. Who stings apart a rat? And they showed me a film where they raise rats like they raise chicken and they raise things. Yeah. There's this place they don't want to tell us the country. They just showed us. They said, see, they raising the rats just like chicken. They come out there, they wearing they tall boots and they got all the things, but they got hats because it's camera, and they don't want to be seen feeding rats. You understand? But they feeding the rats because they getting ready to cut up those rats like food. They showed us. They said, ladies and gentlemen, because as an investigator, because that's what I used to do. I used to go to these stores and act like a customer for customer service, especially when they have a complaint. So yeah, they showed me the video of people. There's a rat farm, and they treat them just like ducks, chicken, cows. They get up, they got a schedule, they feed the rat, but the employees are embarrassed. So all the employees wear their hats so the camera can't catch their face. To know that they feeding people rats for chicken. Yep, I couldn't believe they said, believe it or not. I said, because we all said, nah. They're like, okay, here it is. Then they showed us. It's not a great video to watch. You understand? They show us dogs that they cut up, how they clean the dogs and mutilate the dogs, and then they show us the rat. Oh my God, it was disgusting. But anyway, yeah. So when you see like something like that and you see somebody in a restaurant doing some bullshit to your food, the good thing about the COVID, everybody had to wear a mask because these people spit in your food and all that stuff. So the restaurants should still have people wear a mask. That was the best thing that ever came out of COVID. The restaurant employees had to wear masks. They had to wear masks. That was the best thing that came out. But anyway, I say all this to say is that now we have to do what they're doing. We have to surveil them and download stuff on their phone, in their cars. We got to do all that. You understand? Because I've been here for almost 10 years, and they've been doing that to me. And I'm waiting for the cops to do their jobs, and nothing. They're not doing their jobs. Even you call them and say, well, this been stolen from me. That means nothing. They're not doing anything. So we have to help each other. We do. You understand? And I don't know if we have to all send somebody else to get our phones or something like that, because we can't have it delivered because we thinking it's being delivered. And they getting our phones before them, and they downloading stuff on our phones. Even when you order clothes, they take your brand new clothes, your original clothes, and that's why sometimes your order takes so long now. Yeah, fucking Reyes and his people in UPS and all that stuff. You order clothes and stuff and bags, luxury bags and stuff. These bitches, these Dominican bitches and Puerto Rican. I'm sorry for all the Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. I'm talking about that family. Okay, so pardon me. Okay, because they're Dominican and Puerto Rican. Yeah, you know what they do? They switch your shit. So you thinking that you're getting an original, a real luxury item? They don't go and look for a lookalike. Bags, clothes, whatever, or they get somebody. Like in the Haitian matter, they used to remake all my clothes. So I'm thinking I'm ordering a Versace robe. Yeah, they tried to remake the Versace robe. Because that's my thing. My thing is robes and slippers and stuff like that. Yeah, one time I ordered a Chanel bag, but the canvas one, that bitch went over there and remade my Chanel canvas bag. To this day, I just threw it in the garbage. Not in the garbage, I just threw it on the side and never used it. Because it's fake. You understand? That's the audacity of these people. And they don't stop from that. They call people in Con Ed. They read your meter, and then they got an insider person in Con Ed, and they put your meter reading their meter reading on your bill. And the person who works for Con Ed add it up and then sends you the bill. And they do that for the gas company. They do that for the water company. Yeah, I have gas and they have oil, but I guess they get it from the same company I get it. You understand? I think National Grid sell oil and gas. They put their gas bill on mine. All this dumb shit. All this dumb shit that you want to stab them in the eye for. All this dumb shit. And all they doing is laughing. These fucking UPS drivers that comes. One time I ordered 4 phones. They sent 8. The UPS driver stayed in the truck like 10 minutes to separate the box. But they got cameras all over the place. I'm like, why is he taking so long? You understand? Come to find out, he opened my box, separate 4 phones, put it in 4 different boxes, then put my 4 phones in one box. So he gave me one box. Then he went to all my neighbors and gave them all a phone. It's a coincidence that all your neighbors get the same mail that you're getting at the same time, isn't it? Isn't that a coincidence? All the time when you get a box, like when I was ordering the HelloFresh thing, how come all of a sudden all my neighbors getting HelloFresh? But you're getting the bill. And then you're calling the rep, thinking you're talking to the rep, and the rep said, no, that's the price. Meanwhile, you're paying for 4 foods instead of 1. The nerve, right? And you think you're talking to the rep, but they got something on your phone to transfer all your calls to them. Make it some hotline. Because they're seeing who you're trying to call, so they pretend to be working for that company. All kinds of tricks. I'm telling you, all kinds of fucking tricks. These people and these cops, I can't wait till our next president say that there'll be no more PD. I can't fucking wait. I can't wait till, people don't want the army and the government to take over. But if you want to live with cops like that, by all means, you do it. I can't wait till the next president say, you know what? PD all over the place is getting out of hand. We have to do something for a short-term thing right now. So the U.S. government is going to take over and send in so-and-so and so-and-so until we can find a better way to do this or start afresh. Because PD is generational. Any officer thing is generational, because the same way I tried to get my son into my area of being an officer, PD do that, and other agencies do that, because you as a worker have spoken for your family that you're a good worker. So if a family member of yours wants to become an officer also, they look at your resume and then they see how they test and that's how family members get in. You understand? By the code of ethics through our industry. You understand? And so it's generational. So I can't wait till that. I'm hoping that's what our next leader tells us, that we just get rid of PD altogether, start afresh, send in whoever until we can reorganize and start over PD all over again. Because this is fucking ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous. None of these agencies are doing their jobs. They only worried about their family, making money in the drug industry, and ain't no hate if you're doing that. Get me? But they want to take over. And I'm saying, you fucking ruining all the other countries that y'all came from. You want to ruin here too? Why don't you show us you can do it in those other countries? You understand? How can you call a leader when people looking in all the Spanish industries is messed up? The Spanish countries are messed up. You can't lead shit. You come here to destroy. You ain't fucking come here to lead. You come to pillage. You come to fucking pillage. So sometimes you got to stick with the white boys. The white boys be like, nah, we not letting y'all in. For real. Because you fucking messing up all your other countries. You're not going to come over here and mess it up. That's why you can't fuck with you can't blame the fucking Italians. Nah, we don't want no guineas. No, sorry. You're going to come over here and fuck shit up. You understand? So when the white boys in America say, fuck y'all, no, I don't give a fuck what you call us. We ain't letting you in. You can't call racism because it looks racist, but you gotta be real. They fucking countries are fucked up. Go fix those countries and show us that you wanna really help the country. Otherwise, you ain't getting fucking in. We will destroy you before we let you lead. No. So sometimes you gotta stick with the white boys. You understand? Because then you have no fucking way to run. You have nowhere to fucking run because everywhere is going to be fucking destroyed. You understand? So if that's what you want for your future, by all means, back who you want to back. But if you want somewhere to think, you got to make up your mind. It's not about black and white no more. It's all about your people. So if it's sticking with the white boys and the white girls, do that. You don't have to stick to your race. Let them call you fucking sellout. But you want a future for your kids. You understand? And that's how it is. I don't care what nobody call me. I'm doing me. I vote for whoever is going to do good for the country. You understand? Because I can't worry about me. I got to worry about the country for my future, for my son, for his children, for his family, and so on and so forth. I can't worry about being selfish about me. I got to worry about the country being good. Let the white boys take over, whoever take over, and let them do that. You understand? And they want to bring up all these what they call Marshall. That's why they was doing all that things to Trump, to make it look like the white boys are crazy and all that stuff. You understand? But then when the other Black Lives Matters was running from store to store pillaging, they not saying nothing about that, but they saying something about the Washington thing. You understand? So which one was worse? They going up there and breaking stuff, or they coming down here and stealing shit? Which one? Neither one is good. But when you talk about one, talk about the other. You understand? But just because Trump is a white boy, you understand, they want to make it look bigger than it is. But all the black people pillaging and burning down, they learned nothing from the watch riots and none of that. You understand? So the blacks are doing the same thing as the whites doing. And then the Spanish country is being destroyed by their own people. So they're not coming here and, they're not going to come here and take over. They're not going to go to Trinidad and take over. And hopefully not Guyana or anything and take over. You fucking up all the other countries. Say who the fuck you at. Go fix your own countries. You understand what I'm saying? Let people know that you really care about a country. So anyway, stalk them like they stalk us. Have a good night. Bye.